Hello and welcome to this short walkthrough video of a Quince Run. Just the other day I saw an article that was posted on Reddit, and there was a link to that article in the Elite Dangerous community on Facebook. Thanks to the one who made that article and the one who posted it on the group. I had seen some people talking about that, but I didn't know what it was all about. But this article was really helpful. And I decided to just give it a go and see how it worked. So I got my main account out and flew over to Quince. Just here you can see me actually coming back from a delivery mission. I had to deliver some stuff for a ranking mission, so for a naval ascension mission. And here you can see me getting my Imperial Courier. I was working on the Imperial ranks, of course. Quince. For those who don't know, Quince is the place to go if you want to rank up with the Empire really fast and also earn loads of credits in the meantime. So I just got my Imperial Courier. I'm completely empty now, no missions at all. You can see that I'm ranked up with all the different Imperial factions, so I'm allied with them all. So naturally that'll give me the better missions. I do take because I'm working on my ranking, so I do take the credits missions, and I do pay some credits to just help in the ranking process now and then. But these Civil War surface installation scan missions, those are what it's all about. First of all, if you get here, don't focus on only the higher paying ones, but just get them all until you're allied with every single faction. Most of the time it takes about 1 or 2 runs, if you're a little lucky with the rate these missions spawn as well, to be completely allied with all 3 Imperial factions. And otherwise, if you go here with a few million credits to spare, you can also buy your way up the ranks. Up the reputation, of course. But as a general rule of thumb, I don't take missions unless they pay out more than, say, 400 or 500,000 credits per mission. Sometimes you can see me taking another mission that pays less, but that's mainly because I need the mission board to refresh. Here's one with 151,000 credits, but I found out that if you take one from every faction, it actually refreshes every single faction's missions. So most of the time I just take the highest paying one, even if it's slightly below my my wish in credits, but you can see that it's actually, that it was empty now. We're going back, and there are more and newer missions with newer credits. Of course, now that I'm talking about that, it doesn't work. But hey, no problem. If it doesn't work at all, you can always log out, go to the main menu, and switch from open play to private group to solo play, things like that, to refresh the message board. One thing is, don't do this in open play, because it does take some time, and there are also always some trolls hanging around here to ruin your day and to ruin your progress. So I'm taking a few more messages here, and missions, reading the messages, taking the missions. That's it. Until, of course, we've got 20 of those stacked. Now you actually see me, this is not going to work anymore. Going to the main menu and loading the solo play. And of course I'm using the Imperial Courier. I really love this ship, and I would advise you to take out a ship that's not too big. Because you need it to land on the planet, you need an SRV in it as well, and this is just a very nice ship to do these missions with.
Incoming mission critical message. Incoming mission critical message.
As you can see now, I don't have any problem finding the right missions. I'm actually full now. Yep, that's it. 20 missions loaded. So here we are. We're going to launch. And what you basically do if you launch, you select the closest planet. Once you're exited, once you exited the system or the station, of course. So what you do is you launch your ship, you exit the station, and then you select the closest planet. It's 0.17 light seconds away, so it's not that far. It's actually really close. But it's too close to fly to without going into Super Cruise, so as soon as you can, you go into Super Cruise. You can see it here, it's called Kosmala Rewards. Maybe it's pronounced differently, but that would be the way I would pronounce it. So mass log is down. You jump into Super Cruise, and as soon as you did that, scan. So that's another thing. Make sure you have a scanner aboard your ship. A discovery scanner. It doesn't have to be the best one. This is actually the basic discovery scanner, so it's not important what type it is. But you see it there, it updates every single mission. And now it's just a matter of waiting till you're a little closer, and it will show one search zone where you have to go to. So that's where you're going. Most of the time it's just slightly on the other side of the planet, so you'll have to travel beyond the horizon.
Orbital flight engaged.
And of course what you do is make sure your speed isn't too high and you're going down into the into the search zone. It will jump 3 or 4 and sometimes even 5 or 6 times before the buildings are actually rendered. And once the buildings are rendered, then you really know where the outpost that you're looking for is actually located. So don't go down too fast, because you know it's going to jump a few times before you actually have a target. And if you're too close to the ground, of course your speed will be lower as well, so it'll all take just a little bit longer. Here it goes. That was the first time. And the second. Most of the time you can have 2 or 3 in while you're still gliding. Sometimes even in Super Cruise it will change. So this was the third location. The fourth, and now you can see it was sort of lagging, and that's the moment you know that the buildings are actually rendered. What you have to do is make sure you come close enough to the system that you're sure you can find it with your SRV, but not too close that the station can actually fire at you. You can see a ship there. It's actually an Imperial cutter. Of course, that's the ship we're aiming for. That's why we're ranking up with the Empire at the moment. But you can see the cutter is standing there. It's no problem at all. But if there's, I read in the article, if there's a ship above, hovering above the outpost, don't go in, but wait until it disappeared. I actually never had that, and I've played this for hours today on both my own account and my son's account. I want to be able to get him a clipper, or actually them. They're sharing one account. So 1 kilometer would be a good position to post to land your ship. Here we go. Deploying the SRV.
Assist on.
I'm actually using an Xbox controller to drive the SRV. That really works well for me. Just a regular Xbox controller. It cost me about 15, I think 15 or 20 euros from a certain store. I don't remember which one. And it just works wonders in controlling the SRV. I'm not sure why I'm not driving yet. But then again, I was playing this because this is just a regular game record. I didn't really play this live. This was just me driving around in the SRV, doing missions, and at the same time having 5 or 6 kids around and talking with them, making sure they had candy, cookies, drinks, stuff like that. So I might have to cut it here. So, and there we go. So we've been standing still for about probably a minute and a half. So if you're looking at the total length of this film, it's about 21 minutes. It could be about 20 minutes for the complete run. And you could also probably pick the missions a lot quicker. So I think you can get this this round down to 15 minutes, especially if you're a better SRV driver than me. Because as you can see, I'm not the best SRV driver. But hey, I'm having fun while doing it and watching the kids while doing it. So I do have some excuses there. So of course you drive up to the base. Or you drive a circle around the Imperial cutter if you want to have a good look at the cutter. Or sometimes there are other ships down there as well. I've seen Cobras down there. I've seen an Asp Scout was it. I've seen a Clipper, a cutter, Diamondback, and probably some other ships as well. Oh yeah, Viper Mark IV. And there are probably other ships spawning there as well. And I'm using my vertical thruster to also look at where the base is, because it makes you jump over hills and it actually increases your view range then. Well, you can see in the radar in the bottom, you can see a red square. That's the exclusion zone. As soon as you come in, you'll get a trespass warning. Then you go into the turret. You can see these red antennas with the red tops. It's data points. You select them as a target and then you start scanning them. And you can see most of my missions are actually done now. And there's a second data point right behind it. Sometimes it's a little further away. And you do the exact same thing with that. And now I gained the bounty and I'm trespassing, so now I'm getting out of there as soon as I can. I didn't get blown up this time. I do get blown up sometimes, but it doesn't matter because it's just you have to scan these things and your SRV actually doesn't have to survive. Though if you do replenish your, you go back into port and you want to be sure that you've got an SRV again, it'll cost you about 1,000 extra credits. So it is cheaper to still have your SRV, but it's no problem if it's broken. Actually, if you get your SRV blown up, you might actually finish this round quicker. But then again, I do need some driving lessons, so I'm just driving back and forth in my SRV. So of course we're going back to the courier. I have accidentally landed on top of my courier at some point with one of the missions. That was too narrow of a turn. Actually rammed into the one of the landing struts. And of course you go back into the ship now. And sometimes these robots, these drones, follow you, and they might still be shooting at you, and they might now start shooting at your spaceship as well. So don't linger around. Just go straight into the sky. Make sure you jump into super cruise once you can. And you're going back to Millerport. But since Millerport is really close as well, make sure you don't overshoot. You don't speed up too much, because it's really easy to overshoot this station. I have understood though that what we're doing here, so stacking all these missions and just finishing them all in one go, will be impossible once 2.3 lands. So since, well, it's the 5th of April at the moment, and Frontier has actually mentioned that in the week ending the 16th, so that's 11 days from now, at the max, it's going to land. So, well, if you want to profit from this, you need to be really quick, or maybe it's still possible in 2.3, but in a different way. So, of course, if you're not interdicted, this will go a lot quicker as well. I think in total you can take a round of like this in about probably 14 or 15 minutes max. I actually started at the rank of Baron, 26%, earlier today, and I've been playing back and forth. This was actually a 6-hour recording that I cut down into 20 minutes. The 6 hours was also me doing the dishes, preparing both lunch and dinner, vacuuming, taking care of the kids, all kinds of things like that. So I wasn't playing for 6 hours straight. And after those 6 hours, I could probably have cut that time in about half as well, or maybe 4 hours. I made it from a Baron 26% to now Count, which is 2 ranks higher, and I'm up at 30%. So that's not bad at all. So here we go, docking. This is actually my favorite station interior, believe it or not. I really like the palm trees around this. Just gives it a little bit of an original Thunderbird series feel. You know, these palm trees that are more or less scissoring and making way for the Thunderbird 2. So, watch this. 53.6 million at the start. And now we're just handing in all the missions. I'm not even looking at all of those. You can see me here taking 2 missions right away. So that's actually a deduction of 75,000 credits. So we'll have to take that into account. So after delivering all these missions, we ended at 61.4 million credits. So that was around 8 million credits earned. You could earn around 10 or 15 million if you're a little more careful on which missions you pick. On top of that, I also increased about 15% in rank. I'm a count at the moment, so that's quite significant. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time.